Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, the Dr. Giggles Guy. That's me. People seeing the picture floating me around. I'm dressed up. I don't really do that often. I think I shocked Facebook and turned people into stone, all dressed up in a suit. Anyway, we got quite a few things to talk about this week. Not only are we going to talk about, we got some news like usual. There's some little tidbits. We're going to talk about some wicked Cyclone stuff. We're also going to talk about Six Flags New England opening weekend preparation and, everybody getting all their ducks in a row. We're also going to talk about some upcoming events I signed up for, and then, of course, the events that I suggest people go to. If you're not a member, shame on you of American Coaster Enthusiasts. If you're not a member, you're missing out on all the good times. So, I don't know. How was everybody's weekend? Anybody ride any coasters? Anybody do anything out of the ordinary? I actually went to a flea market and bought some Nintendo games. And myself and Luco and the kids. And, it was Easter. So some people did go to parks. I believe. I'm sure mostly everybody spent time with their families like normal people. But I, on the other hand, did that. I did not go. But Saturday, you know what's funny? Speaking of regular, most of us have played regular Nintendo, except for you youngins. Mario still holds the test of time. Everybody, their mother, that was at my house on Easter was playing. Well, the people that play video games. But even the older people were like kind of in awe of playing Mario again. It's kind of funny. When I had brought some other games and I didn't have Mario, a few weeks past, the kids were like, oh, this sucks. 8-bit graphics. They see Mario and then they want to play. And they did. So I don't know how everybody else's Easter was, but mine was pretty good. After we eat, and I have my eyewitness to this, Luco, we played, I don't know how many people are familiar with this, but there's a card game called Cards Against Humanity. Every once in a while, if you follow me on Facebook and we're playing, you see me take a picture of a hand. Now, for those that have no clue what Cards Against Humanity is, that would be a card game that it's called a party game for horrible people, which I totally fit into that. It's pretty nasty. It's supposed to be the most disgusting, most disturbing, most messed up, racist, everything kind of game. And I fit in that kind of category. And let me tell you, I had my 12-year-old playing this game with us. So, it's all people in their 20s, 30s. Even my dad was playing the game. And let me tell you, the game's good. But when you have a 12-year-old playing something that says some nasty things, one, he refused. I said, hey, I'll give you a pass. I'll let you say the naughty words. He wouldn't even say penis, which is a good kid, but he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't. And it kind of baffled me a little bit. I know this has nothing to do with roller coasters, but this is funny. So we're playing, and he's throwing down stupid cards, I guess. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's throwing all these dirty cards down. And then when we find out who's throwing the really dirty card, I mean, these were like the crop of the crop dirty cards. None of the adults had them. The 12-year-old had them. I can't obviously say them over air, but let me tell you, when we found out, we were in tears, laughing. It was that funny because this kid goes from, he doesn't want to say bad words, he's a good kid, and he starts throwing down the dirtiest cards you can find in the deck that are all sitting in his... Even he laughed. It was funny. I don't know. But if nobody's ever played it, and you're not too much of a prude, I suggest playing this game. You can't be a prude and play the game. It's naughty. Very naughty. Very naughty. Anyway, so let's get on to the coaster stuff. But I hope everybody had a good Easter. Hopefully the Easter Bunny was good to you. And, I hope that. I hope everybody had a great... Yeah, I heard about El Toro Valleying. See, this is why I don't mind going to Six Flags New England for opening day. Because it's close. I can get there in an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. On a good day. Most of the days. I get there fast. Now, I don't want to travel down almost 4 hours to an opening day. Now this year, I know this weather's been funky. It hasn't been very favorable for everybody. All the coasters that are opening up are having issues. King's Dominion, who else? Carowinds, Great Adventure. It hasn't been the warmest, and we know how, the machines haven't been worked in for the season. They've been hibernating for a few months, so it's time for them to wake up. You're going to wake up the sleeping giants. So with that being said, yeah, you're going to have issues. That's why I went to Great Adventure opening once or twice. Probably once, because after that, it was such a bad opening. And I understand maintenance, the whole thing with the weather and all that. It's not warm. And it's different towards the end of the season. During the season, them rides are really worked in. Now, by the end of the season, you can still run them, for the most part, in the cold weather. Because they've been worked all season long. Now, in the beginning, it's not as easy. You would think it would just be the same as when it left off, but it's not how it works. They got to just deal with it. So I'm not expecting even the greatest for Six Flags New England. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of ride breakdowns. I'm pretty sure of that. So you just got to take it with stride. Now, with all that, I don't know how. I don't know what the thinking goes behind when you really want to truly open your season. I know a lot of parks, the smaller ones, open later on in the season. May, June. But most of them are open by Memorial Day. It's warmer. They can handle the rides can handle it. It's not so cold anymore. I mean, we've had a brutal winter. I'm sure a lot of people that haven't been on any rides this year are going, just get me on a ride. I need a ride. I need a ride. I need a ride. And that's all fine and good. So, we will, for sure, have coverage of opening day. That's for sure. And, yeah, I have no idea who some people are, but that's okay. The GP is stupid. So in class, we were talking about coasters, and some kid, Superman, closed in 09 because a guy died on it. Yeah, I would say about 90% of the GP is pretty stupid. Actually, you know what it is? The GP just needs to be awoken. They didn't become coaster enthusiasts or something. They realize everything. I mean, technically, there's a coaster enthusiast in just about everybody. And I was having a conversation with Six Flags today, and I made one of them laugh at the desk. And I have to say, and this is true. They said they love coaster lovers. And I said, I'm always trying to convert coaster lovers into coaster enthusiasts. I said, amusement parks are like a church. You're always trying to convert somebody into a coaster enthusiast. It's your place of worship. So, when I said that, I also said, maybe we should go door to door and, like a Jehovah's Witness and start spreading the gospel of roller coasters. I had him laughing. So, it was definitely, even though I made somebody laugh, it still holds true. To all of us, amusement parks are like our church. We need to spread the gospel, especially to the GP, because the GP don't know any better. At one point, we were all GP, and some of you newbies are still acting in the GP way. You need to stop that. As you progress and you learn the ropes and you learn things, especially when you go to coaster events and stuff, then you learn the way. You learn the magical way of the religion of amusement parks. And let me tell you, once you finally get out of that GP stage and into the actual true coaster enthusiast stage, it's a great feeling. Because then you're no longer ignorant to things that you once believed. And now, on top of that, it's actually a pretty decent thing, because now when you hear somebody in the line and the GP talking stupid, you can correct them on it, in a nice way. Because I'll give you an example. Easter dinner. Luco was there. Me and him had a good laugh. Even my brother was laughing. One of our friends' parents came to eat with us. and he loves Rocky Point. And remember, he's 83 years old. So I had to school the guy a little bit on Rocky Point history. Now, he's been alive a lot longer than me, and he should know these things, but he doesn't. So me and him, he was getting mad at me. He said that Rocky Point never had a traditional wooden roller coaster, which is total BS. They did 30s, 40s, 50s. The hurricanes had knocked them out. They once had a flying turns in the 20s or 30s. I'm not exact on the exact date, but they did. And it didn't last many seasons, and then they tore it down, and they built them. But he says, I'm 83 years old, and you know more than I do. And then he goes to say, the oldest wooden roller coaster, and he said, Cyclone at Coney Island. And I said, wrong again. And he tried arguing with me and Luco for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes about it. And let me tell you, it was funny. I was really, cry laughing on the inside. I didn't want to do it on the outside to, disrespect the old man. But for those that do know, the oldest operating wooden, the oldest operating wooden and roller coaster in the United States is not in New York. It's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, at a nice little park called Lakemont. Leap the Dips is the oldest operating coaster in the United States. He tried to say Cyclone, but wrong again. Ding, 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 ding. My brother even knew that. My brother shouted out. He's like, Leap the Dips. So it was kind of funny. It was pretty funny. I ain't going to laugh. See? Leap the Dips. See, people know this. Leap the Dips. He's an 83-year-old man that's probably not really traveled far, and he's not a coaster enthusiast. Just think about it. He's been around for 83 years, so he got to really see Rocky Point in its heyday when it was really awesome before it closed. But still, I'm 37, and I schooled an 83-year-old man on Rocky Point, a place he's probably been to way more times than I ever did. So, let's get into some news, little tidbits that I feel like talking about, because I like to blab. And then whatever you guys want to talk about. And then we're going to talk about SFNE, opening prep day. For those that have never been to an opening day, what to expect, what not to expect, and so on and so forth. And we'll talk about some upcoming events, ones that I registered for, some I like to suggest. And we'll talk a little bit about them. And I will say this. Just because I run this little Grove show, I don't know everything. I'll admit that I don't know everything. But if I know something, and I know that the answer is correct, I will fight that tooth and nail. If I'm wrong, and you correct me on it, I will admit that I'm wrong to the day that I die. All right, where's my notes? All right, so I don't know if anybody heard about this in China. There's a Chinese knockoff of the Huss Super Frisbees. There's one in China called UFO, and it broke while it was in motion, and it flung off 10 to 19 riders. I didn't see if anybody died or anything. I looked at some pictures, but it actually flung some riders. So that's kind of scary. Now, my thing is, and I don't know how many of you have actually been to China. Maybe none of you have. Or maybe somebody that watches this later can contact me. Leave a comment or something. I wonder how safe rides are out in China. Because we know in the United States, there is a ton of safety requirements that people have to go through, and inspections and stuff. I don't know how that is and how a ride like that could break. I mean, I don't know what caused it to break. I don't know everything about the incident. But I mean, you look at Huss. Huss was a reputable company. This wasn't a Huss ride. It was a knockoff. So whoever made the ride, is it a design flaw? Is it lack of inspection? Is it not giving a hell about it? You know, not giving a damn, and then you notice something's wrong. You just go, nothing's gonna happen. Just let it go. That is. At least, I'd like to know that much aspect of it. Because, I don't know much about China. I'll probably never make it to China. I would like to go out there to ride some coasters and stuff, but right now, I really don't have the desire to go out to China to go ride stuff. First, I want to worry about going like England and Italy and Germany and stuff like that. First. And then if I got money and time in life to go to China and other places. But that's not my main concern. No, you're not the only one with a dining pass. I have one. My kids have one. A lot of my friends have one. Whoever you are, Kaznik Kostapol, which I believe is Bizarro Fanatic. That's who I believe is. I don't know. But anyway, just be careful if you guys head out to China. Maybe you should inspect the rides first. I kind of get a little leery with them, with China and Asian countries and stuff. I don't know why. I just get a bad vibe, a bad feeling about their rides. I don't know why. I say we all ignore them instead of. Yeah, we know we're sarcastic. See, my thinking with see, that's cool to see. The Chinese safety standards are much lower than the United States. In China, if an incident happens to your ride while you're operating it, you get arrested, like what happened with the knockoff. Yeah, they just nuts out there. Maybe they're the real thrill seekers. They're just like, I don't care. I'm going to do this anyway. Whoop-diddy-woo kind of thing, I just see it as crazy. Like, I have a hell of a lot more trust on rides in the United States than I do probably anywhere else. I'm sure England and Germany and probably Italy have higher standards of safety. It's China. They don't care about nothing. There's really not much to talk about El Diablo, except that it got built on Monday and it's testing today. And it's going to open around Memorial Day. Which is kind of weird that they have all this time. They're just going to test it and run it in loops. I don't know how much testing that thing requires, but let me just say that it looks fast, like faster than other ones. But I don't know, man. It's a glorified flat ride. If anybody's watching that gets offended by that, that's just too bad. It's not a roller coaster. I don't care what the manufacturer says. I don't care what the park says. It's a glorified flat from a carnival. That's what kind of ride. That you see those rides at carnivals in very few parks. I know that seems to be the in thing. I pray to God, any God, that we don't get one here in New England, but I got a funny feeling we are. And then that's going to be our second coaster, which I think is crap. That's not a coaster. If they do, I got to tell them, don't market that thing as a coaster. Add a couple flats with it, so you got a flat package and call it a day. If they're going to say, hey, excuse me, we got a flat package coming. We got this big thing. We got these family rides. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I can respect that. But calling it a coaster, I can't respect that. Again, the lighting package reminds me of a carnival ride, not an amusement park ride. It just looks like they just ripped it out of a carnival, painted it up nice, put some lights on it, and slapped it. I know it's a brand new ride, but at the same time, that's just how I feel about those rides. I can't consider them a coaster. I consider them a flat ride. It's all it is a big circle. Whee! Go frontwards, go backwards. I mean, they're not bad. When you say it's a flat ride, it's not a bad flat ride. When you say it's a coaster, it's a horrible coaster. So, I don't know. To each his own on how you feel. To me, as a flat ride, I think it's great. As a coaster, no. I want more than the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, I don't know what I do with my drink coaster. I know I have it somewhere. I don't know. I really don't know what I did with mine. All right, so where's the rest of my god-awful news that I'm going to bore you guys with for the next few minutes? All right, Kentucky Kingdom. This is newsworthy. They're doing this like Kingdom of 6 and 7 and 8. Now it's Kingdom of 8. They're adding 8 rides this year. So they have Up and Away. It's a balloon ride. They got Flutterfly. It's a Zamparella Magic Bikes and a Wizard of Oz 5D film coming to the 5D cinema. These 3 will join the previously announced 5 rides: T3, Enterprise, Skycatcher, Raging Rapids River Ride, and Cyclone. So, all those rides you're going to get this year by going to Kentucky Kingdom. I'm glad that this guy is revitalizing the park and reinvesting, bringing in the amount of people. They had a good first year. So now they're looking on to capitalize on that and make it an even better year. Because the more stuff they open, the more stuff they bring in, the more people come back. That's the whole key to it all, to make them come back. So, everybody knows about Carowinds in the Planet Snoopy area. I can't think of the name of the aerial chase or something in the Snoopy area. The kids suspended coaster. They got stuck. The ride malfunctioned, so to speak. A sensor went off, stopped the ride, and nobody was hurt. Nobody was killed. Everybody got off great, and it became big, huge media news. All right, what's the next one? For those that love Wi-Fi, Cedar Point will be offering free Wi-Fi to everybody. So when you go to the park now, you can now Facebook, tweet, YouTube, whatever you got to use their Wi-Fi for on your device, and you now, too, can Wi-Fi it up and use it at Cedar Point. Woohoo! For some reason, I thought they had Wi-Fi, but evidently I was wrong. Oh, Flying Ace Aerial Chase. I had the aerial chase thing, whatever, Flying Chase. I don't know, I had something. All right, so the last tidbit of news has to do with Wicked Cyclone. All right, so now we've seen the pictures. They lifted the train onto the track. And also there was a picture today showing that the third inversion was completed, the second one's still to go, but the ride is getting closer and closer to being finished. Now, excuse me, oh my God. Now we know the media day is May 20th. And then thereafter, the ride will open. So, I don't know about you, but I'm excited about Wicked Cyclone. Now, don't forget. Now, unless you lived under a rock, you know that Wicked Cyclone won that poll for, most anticipated coaster on the second poll. So it beat out Twisted Colossus by 46 votes. That is not a lot, but it won. So that's a good thing. The Wicked Cyclone did win. Thank you all for helping. We have picked a winner. We are not announcing who won. Package ships tomorrow. In the mail, I got the box ready, and it will ship. If you weren't announced, don't worry. You will have another chance at winning soon. And we're just going to keep getting more and more things, and we're just going to keep putting together more prize packs. And don't worry, if you didn't win, you will be able to win. You will be able to win. Woohoo! So, Wicked Cyclone's nearing the completion. The train is on the tracks. Well, I only saw the lead cargo, so I'm assuming the rest of it went. I assume. And then that third inversion's looking extra sexy, let me tell you. See, I'm very excited about Wicked Cyclone, probably more than anybody. This ride to me has a little bit more meaning than it does to anybody else. This ride comes full circle for me, from almost full circle. I wasn't there for the conception and the idea and the thought, but I was pretty. I was, once the whole thing was going on and all that, and let me tell you, it's just nice to see this thing come full circle, be able to finally ride this beast and enjoy it. That's what I can't wait for. Now I know, I've said this a million times. This is a really good year for coaster enthusiasts, amusement park lovers, roller coaster lovers, whatever you want to call yourselves. But it's a really good year because you have a lot of options, not just coasters, but even flats, dock rides. There's a lot of stuff going in. This is a very good year. Now, I know some people are going, well, Six Flags got gypped and they got the giant loop ride. But if you just say, hey, to yourself, that's not a coaster, it's a flat ride, it's not a bad ride. I don't mind the ride. It doesn't hurt. It's an all right ride. But also with that, you have so many coasters coming out. You have Fury 325, Twisted Colossus, Wicked Cyclone, Thunderbird, all these loops. There's 2 dock rides, the Justice League. People are putting in the flyers. People are putting in water park stuff. It's a great year for all of us. There is definitely, if you pick parks, Hershey's got one, Laugh Tracks, Knoebels has Impulse. There is a lot of stuff to go around for anybody. There's stuff from little kids all the way up to the thrill seekers. It's going to be a fine year. Oh, Batman the Ride 2 in Texas. I keep thinking of them as I go. It's going to be a great year for all of us. There's going to be something for everybody, which is great. No matter where you go. Mountain coasters opening up. There's events everywhere. For those that aren't ACE members, you're missing out and you're sleeping on something. Because you know what? I've made a lot of friends. I have a lot of, great times. I've eaten a lot of interesting food. Been part of a lot of things. And you know what? I'm going to give you an example of how awesome being an ACE member can be. Now, for those that saw I was dressed up in a suit. Why am I dressed up in a suit? I don't wear a suit. This is how I dress. T-shirt and jeans just about every day. Unless I'm at the gym, I'm in sweats. So I dress like this all the time. So all of a sudden, I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go. This has to do with ACE. And the reason why is last year, I've known Luco for 3, 4, 5 years. Well, Luco's like, hey, let's go to Spring Con with my friends Tony and May. Well, we've created such a bond and such a friendship. We've gone beyond friendship and we're more like a giant family now. So with that being said, now Tony and May are getting married, as I said a couple weeks ago, I believe. I get to be in their wedding party. This is all just because of being friends. Stuff like that happens. You make friendships. You start hanging out, and next thing you know, you're going to people's weddings, you're in wedding parties, you're going to people's houses, parties. It's not just about the roller coasters. Yes, it's all a common interest. But think about it. Food, friends, rides, traveling. You get to see things, you get to do things, you get to have fun. That's what it's all about in the end. That's what it is for me anyway. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, and I will be wearing that same suit for CoasterCon banquet. Now, May did suggest riding the rides where the wedding is at Seaside Heights in the suit. And I was like, no, you will destroy that suit with the rides on. With the suit on, you'll destroy the suit with riding rides. It'll be destroyed. Now, so it's just one of those things. So I'd like to make it to CoasterCon, and that's an expensive suit. That is an expensive suit, and plus I'm short and fat, so I had to have alterations done to my suit. The suit, even at a half-price discount, was $481. That's insane. That's for the jacket, the coat, the vest, the tie, the suspenders, the shirt, and then shoes after that. That's crazy. So I'm going to wear it I'm not big into dressing up. This totally puts me out of my comfort zone, big time. This is totally out of the comfort zone of me. I'm not a dress up kind of guy. I hate suits. It's not me. But I figured I spent all that money. I might as well use it again. And you know what? You know what's going to end up happening? I'm going to end up spilling food on it. On this outfit that I'm wearing. I better put like a garbage bag on over me because I will bet everybody watching this show $50 that I spill some food on it. I'm a slob. 2, I'm a slob. 3, I'm fat and a slob. So, you know what? Yes, I am fun-sized. Well, this suit is, what, $900 or so? For this stupid suit, it's almost $1,000. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a Target, special suit. When they used to sell suits back, probably 2004, 2008, somewhere in between that era of Target. Off the rack suits. I would try one on. It fit okay, and I wore it. This is a nice linen suit. It is beautiful. Tan, sandy. For those that see the picture, you've seen it. It's a nice suit. And all I had on was the jacket and the pants. They didn't have the vest in stock because I'm fat. And I have a bigger vest size. So... Yeah, you know what, Larry? That's why I didn't do con last year. I had to do my bathroom, my kitchen, redo all the floors and stuff. It was go to con or make my house look nice. I mean, I didn't need repairs, but my bathroom was disgusting, and I hated my kitchen, so I redid it to make it look nice. I know how you feel, Larry, about having to skip something because, matter of fact, AJ and Carl are skipping con, and the funny thing is, Keith and his son Kyle, are actually going with AJ and Carl on their own little adventure, which is cool. So, like I said, I am going to be weirded out. So when you see the pictures, you can laugh. I allow you to laugh when you see me all done, all done to the nines. All right, so let's talk about Six Flags New England opening weekend. I know we have a lot of opening weekend veterans, such as myself. I know Larry has been. I know Luco has been, I believe. I know, and I'm sure Coach the Kev has at one point or another. Now, opening day, for those that have never been to an opening day, you need to realize something. See, we're trying to school you on information about opening weekends. Expect the worst and hope for the best is basically my motto for the weekend, because rides will go down. Coasters will go down. Hell, even the ice cream stand might go down. It's... here's the problem. Like I said earlier about other opening days. Cold weather will wreak havoc on a coaster. It will slow it down. It's going to be menacing. It's just cold. The rides are just breaking in for the season. So please, when you go, don't throw a hissy fit. Don't be like, hey, I demand da-da-da-da-da. No, it's... I always give the benefit of the doubt. Service is going to be slow. Lines are going to move slow. Everything's going to be slow. Costa Cat, we all go broke. I'm broke. I think it's just safe to say that we're all going to die with debt. So just debt it up. Live like a king on debt. Just pay some off so they don't shut the cards off. That's all. That's what I do. I leave a little, then I pay a little, then I leave a little, then I pay a little. It's all good. But it's possible. Toilet's breaking. Maybe the toilet will go down, the bathroom. But like I said, just don't go thinking every ride's going to be open. Don't go thinking everything is going to go your way and you're going to have a perfect day. Expect the worst, hope for the best. Now, that doesn't mean I'm talking crap. It's just typical of opening weekends. You know, you got to get the bugs out. You got to work that stuff in. It's not like it's just bam. I know they've been testing and stuff. They know what the rides are going to do. But give it a little slack. It's going to take 2 or 3 weeks to finally start getting everything going. You know, they got people that probably haven't worked on the rides before working with the ones that have. So while they're training and people are learning, it's just going to be a big cluster, you know what. So please, cut the park a little slack. It doesn't matter just New England. I'm talking about every park on opening weekend. Things just aren't going to go the way you want them to. You know, so I'm just expecting for things to break down. I'm just going to get some rides in, get Jeremy on whatever rides he can get on that are 54 inches and over. I'm working on that. I'm just whatever we can ride, we ride. Whatever we can't, we can't. We're just gonna have fun. Hey, you never know. You better go. Hopefully, you can find some leaves on the ground that you can wipe your butt if you run out of toilet paper. You know, it's just some of them things you got to do. It's things you got to do when things go down. You know, I think they learned their mistake of 2010 with Bizarro on opening day. I really do. What they should have done was not test it without the water dummies. They haven't done that. I mean, unless it's a warm day, like a 70-degree day, they're not just going to do that until the ride's been worked in. It's just not going to, I just don't think that's going to happen. So, I say, and then, Larry, I don't know if you got a breakfast meetup going on at a certain time. I don't know. Usually a lot of us get together for breakfast. I haven't checked the poll. I know people who were in the SFNE online forums were going back and forth about breakfast. I don't know that. So, with that, like I said, your food's probably going to go slow. Yeah, it's going to be 65 in the afternoon. Like late morning. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure they've been testing it all week, seeing what's going on. Even though it's been crappy with rain, a little tidbit of snow. I woke up, was it this morning or yesterday morning? Some morning, I can't remember. With snow on the ground. Like a little coating of snow. It's like Mother Nature's drunk or on drugs. Maybe Mother Nature's bipolar. I don't know. Well, what you should wear, I don't know if it's exactly that time of the year to be wearing shorts yet. If it was going to have a higher temperature in the morning, then I would say yeah. But it's probably not going to start getting really warm until about 11:30. Between 11:30 and 2 o'clock, maybe even 3 o'clock is going to be a warm time. And then it's just going to start going down from there. All right, so we have Little George's in West Springfield, a replacement for Pole Winner. And what time is that at, Luke? Larry? Too many L names. Luco, I'm going to slap you when I see you tomorrow. Just because you said snow with a heart next to it. I'm going to slap you. You're getting slapped. Well, who's Kaznick Coaster Pole? Is that Bizarro Fanatic? Bizarro Fanatic, I would love to meet up with you. I would love it. Is it going to be? I hope Bizarro Fanatic comes. I really do. Because last week, for those that watched during or maybe after, I did a little song and dance about Bizarro Fanatic. It was great. Uh, yeah, so you know what? I can't find zip-off pants. I have no idea. I can't find them. I may have to go, like, do a little shopping tomorrow to see if I can find some zip-off pants. Yeah, I mean, we're all going to be... Everybody tends to meet up at some point or another. We usually... I don't know if it's for lunch. It depends on which... People tend to... Hey, what's up? And the rope drop, and everybody kind of frolics in different directions. Because some people want to go ride this, and some people want to go ride that. I can tell you right now, the first ride of the day that I'm going on is Bizarro. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm going right to Bizarro. That is where I am going. So, that's where you will find me, Jeremy, Devin, and everybody else on opening weekend. Amazon is adding drones. Now, with the drone, see, I think they kind of need to, like, kind of slow down with the drones a little bit. The only reason why I say that is a lot of issues are going to start happening. People are going to be flying them all over the places and then ruin it for other people that are actually serious about drones. That's the way to open your season. Last time I went to Six Flags, halfway the group left, and Griswold and my family spent the rest of the day. That's just, it's weird what happens when you go to an opening weekend. People want to eat at different places. People want to do different things. Because it's not an event, it's kind of like do what you want like a regular day. I know everybody's excited. I'm excited because now the park's open. Once Saturday comes, bam, it's open. It was, it's a fun time. Book it to Bizarro. That's not me. I'm not Kaznak, whatever. But anyway, there's a lot of people meeting up at some point or another during that day. So, everybody hangs out, everybody has a ball, and that's what it's all about. We all need to have fun. We say hi, maybe we eat together, maybe we ride something together. Because so many times we said, hey, let's take a group picture, let's go on a ride, let's go eat here, and it never happens. It never, never, never happens. It's because everybody's all excited and giddy, and everybody's just, there's no uniform way of doing it, I guess. Everybody's just excited. And you know what? I don't blame you. You should be excited. It's because that's like to me, Saturday becomes the kickoff to the summer. That's, even though it's not summer, it's spring, but to me, it's the kickoff for summer. Parks are opening, other things are opening, and then it's just time for it to get warmer and warmer and warmer because I'm sick of the snow and the cold. I had enough. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad. Yes, just like Costa Kev said, let the season begin. So once they drop that rope, or if you got the gold pass, get in 10 minutes early and get to Bizarro. Get to Bizarro. It'll be good. Because I know that's what I'm going to do. It's definitely going to be a fun day. Now let's get into some events. Because I signed up for some, and I'm going to tell you some that if you just became an ACE member, looking for a cheap alternative for an event, not looking to spend a lot of money, just trying to get your feet wet, that's fine too. And of course, there'll be some, what do you call it? Anyway, so we're going to start with, because the deadline is actually Saturday, you have to have it postmarked. It's called the Year of Steel at Knoebels. It's $30 for an ACE member. You have to have it postmarked by the 11th. The last day you can say is April 11th. So if you're looking to go to Knoebels, and if those who've never been to Knoebels, you're in for a treat when you finally do go. You know, they haven't announced exactly what's on ERT because they're trying to get impulse, and depending upon if it is in fact ready to go. Should be, but we'll find out soon. Or maybe we'll find out at the park. But what you're going to get is you're going to get an all-day wristband, you're going to get some food, you're going to get ERT, and you're going to get ERT on 2 attractions. If it's Impulse, I heard bumper cars. If Impulse isn't going to go, I heard it's going to be like Phoenix and Twister. So nobody's going to know until... And that happens to be opening day for Knoebels as well. So the event itself is on April 25th. So that's coming up. Myself and the kids and Luco and all that, we're going to go camping. And Tony and May, we're going to go camping up there. Should be fun. Knoebels is fun. I mean, a lot of people that I know that have been to Knoebels love Knoebels. I mean, some people hate it. I guess to each his own. Santa might show up. All right, so you can still register for Wooden Warrior Day. I don't know what the exact registration deadline is, but the deadline for the free T-shirt is over. You had to have done that by Sunday. The Wooden Warrior Day is on May 2nd. And for those that don't know what that is, that's at Quasi. You're going to get 2 hours exclusive ride time on Wooden Warrior. You're going to get an all-day wristband to ride the rides. You're going to get an awesome buffet of food. And you can go on the rides all day. I mean, it's not a huge park by any means, but it's still a fun little park. I like that place. I mean, it's by the time after you're done eating, you should have been able to ride everything multiple times, quite a few times. Then we have this event just came up with a flyer. The day after Wooden Warrior Day, on May 3rd, there is Ace Day at the Berkshire East Mountain Resort. It costs $40, and you need to RSVP to Russ. You don't send any money in right away, but it costs $40, and you're going to get unlimited mountain coaster rides. You're going to get a meal. You're going to get soft drinks, and there's discounts on different 3 tiers of zip lines, which is pretty nice. I'm definitely going to that so I can get, because it's $15 a ride at the mountain coaster. So all you got to do is just ride it 3 times, and you get your money's worth plus the food. So even if you valued the food at $10, get a couple rides into the mountain coaster, and you definitely get your money's worth. But see, I love riding mountain coasters, but I don't want to keep spending $15, $10, $5, you know, for re-rides and stuff. Depending upon where you go, it's a different price. So for $40, I can get food and unlimited rides on the mountain coaster. I'm all for it. I will sit there all day and go silly on that thing. It's definitely, to me, it's definitely worth the money. So if you're looking, the Berkshires in Massachusetts, it's definitely a way to go. So if you're a member, oh man, I got gas. I keep burping like crazy. So if you're a member Ace and you want to go, make sure you email the New England Ace rep, Ross Ozana, and tell him you're going. And then they'll put you on the list. I know I'm going. I'm bringing the 2 kids. I know Luco's going. I believe Tony and May are going. So it should be... there's going to be a bunch of... I got a feeling they'll have a pretty decent turnout. I hope so. I hope... You know, I know money's tight for a lot of people. I know this. Money's even getting tighter for me, especially after buying the suit. But if you can make it, I suggest you go, especially for those that have not been on mountain coasters. They have fun. I think that this event is totally worth the $40. It's totally worth it. Actually, it's a sign of respect, I guess, to Rockstar Punch, Energy and Fruit Punch. Yeah, I didn't eat since lunch yet, so I gotta eat when I get it. I hate eating late at night, but I'm gonna have to eat after this. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Something small for sure. All right, what else we got for events? All right, so another event that popped up On May 16th. I won't have the kids, but I'm still going to go. Ace Day at Diggerland. It's $15 for the event. For those that have no idea what Diggerland is, and I've talked about it many a times, but usually when I talk, people don't pay attention anyway. But anyway, Diggerland is a so-called amusement park that uses construction equipment as their rides. You can drive them, you can ride them, you can race them, you can dig, you can watch stunt shows with them. You can actually sit on a bucket and it'll spin you around. You know, it's got lap bars on it. You're sitting in it, swings you around. I'm not exactly sure how safe that is, but hey. So for $15, you definitely can't go wrong with that. I'm hoping that others go. The like I said before, everybody, if you got the dough, you can get the cheap. There's two cheap ones. There's one for $20 or $25 that is a trial for 6 months, and you can only do that once. And after that, it's $35. You don't get any printed materials sent to you, like the magazines and the newsletters, but you can see them online, but it gets you into the events. Matter of fact, I didn't realize this. Luco told me this. You cannot sign up for CoasterCon as a guest because it is actually cheaper to sign up to actually sign up for a membership and take and use the discount, and you'll still save money than paying the full price. So if you want to go to CoasterCon, you have to be a member. End of story. You cannot be a guest. You have to be a member. Yeah, the most dangerous ride in the park is on the drive home. So keep in mind Diggerland. That's in New Jersey, by the way. Now, on May 29th through the 30th, it seems to be a lot of people's favorite event. I've never been to it. I've been to the park once, but it's Hollywood Nights at Holiday World. There's plenty of food, exclusive ride time, and I hear it's a lot of fun. So for those heading out that way, and maybe some of you are going, maybe some of you not, maybe some of you don't even give a crap. But if you've never been to Holiday World, I suggest going. It's a nice little fun park. It's they got their 3 Woodies are awesome. It's a good place. What else have we got here? All right, so now on this weekend for the next couple events, you have a choice. You can either go to Cedar Point or you can go to Busch Gardens. On Friday, June 5th, is Coastamania at Cedar Point. Now, I've been to Coastamania when it was a 2-day event, not a 1-day event. And I feel a 2-day event is better than a 1-day event because then everything they did in 2 days is done in 1. And that's just crazy. Your legs and your feet want to fall off. They actually kind of go walking off and throw themselves in the trash by the time the day is over. Kind of walking like on, no feet. So if you're looking for that, you have to register this time online. You cannot do it at the door. Now, on June 6th, see, June's a very busy month for me. It's crazy at how busy it's going to be. I feel like I'm not going to be in work that much. I don't know why. I just feel that way, that I'm not going to be in work as much in June. Well, I think because of the CoasterCon week. From the 19th to the 28th is just jam-packed. But June 6th is a Saturday, but I'll probably take Friday off of work and leave early because I am not pulling in for Busch Gardens at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's just not happening again. I'll just leave early and get in earlier so I can get to the hotel room and veg out. Regardless, anyway, Ace Dives at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. You're going to get ERT for Griffin in the morning. You're going to get a picnic lunch, and then at night, you are going to get ERT on Tempesto. So, if you're looking for it, now, here's the kicker. $31 if you have a season's pass. If you do not, and you need a ticket, $71, $74, something like that, for the Busch Gardens event. So, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I do not really care for basketball. All right, so then I can now not go to this event on June 13th. I'm very sad about it. That's the day of Tony and May's wedding, so I can no longer go to Ace Day at Storyland, but that should not throw you for a loop to not go to Storyland. You should go to Storyland. I don't know if there's a flyer out. I haven't seen it. There probably is. I don't know how much it costs. There might not even be a flyer. I don't know, but go to Storyland for sure. You can go ride Rorosaurus. I want to ride that. I haven't ridden it yet. I heard it's awesome. But yeah, June 13th, Ace Day, Storyland. All right, so what's next? So now we're going to get into some CoasterCon events. The only flyer that's out is CoasterCon. The other flyers have not come out. But June 19th, Ace Day at Hershey Park. It's a Friday. So I don't know what's going to go on. You know, I don't know how many people are going to go, but it's going to definitely a good kickoff to what do you call it? CoasterCon. Then we have on the following day, there's 2 events. Ace Day at Dorney Park. Then, now at Dorney, you're going to get the morning and the afternoon. Then at nighttime, you're going to get pre-con at Clementon Park on the same day. Then the following day is the kickoff to CoasterCon from June 21st to the 26th. I have signed up. I've paid. It cost me a lot of money for me and Jeremy. To go and do the banquet. But I got him the kids' plate because he's not going to eat all that other fancy stuff. And then we each got a T-shirt. $574. My credit card is just like smoking. But I paid CoasterCon basically cash. I paid it with my debit card. It came right out of my bank account. So that's paid, done. No credit card for that one. All right, so what's the next one? All right, so then, the day after CoasterCon, June 27th, Seaside Screams down at Seaside Heights. I'm glad that the park survived. Casino Pier. I'm glad it's still there. I'm glad it's still standing. So that way we can enjoy it still. As they're building and adding more rides and stuff, I applaud the hell out of them. They didn't quit. They didn't stop. They just kept going. You know, I always look at that even before something happened as, you know, why do I want to go? And I kept brushing it off. Hurricane comes and wipes out a bunch of good rides. And then the following year, a fire comes, and I said, whoa, I better go here before this place is gone. So, let me tell you. And at the end of it all, I'm glad that I went. It's a nice pier. They have some pretty good rides that I actually enjoyed. It's a good time. And usually the event's cheap. I don't know what the event's going to cost this time, but the event is usually cheap. You got the beach. You got the sounds. It's a great place to be. No joking. It's a great place to be. Even for the cheap price that it is. Because Seaside Heights was like $15. Seaside Screams when I went last year. I had a great time. And I'm going back. So that should tell you something. Because everybody knows me. I'm a stickler for for parks and events. I love to support parks. I love to go to the events. I love to donate money, for the, when they're doing the auctions and stuff. I love doing that type of thing. I love that. Helps out all the good causes and stuff. But I also love to help, if I can volunteer, I'll help. If not, I try. This is my other way of volunteering, by helping spread the word. Because if you haven't been, maybe you want to see it. That's why I make all these crazy videos and stuff for you guys to see what goes on, to let you know what you're missing. But in any case, and then the day after that, on the 28th, so we go from Seaside Heights, we drive north, and we go to Coney Island for Luna Park Fest 5. Now, I don't know what the final pricing is, but I will just go by what it was last year just to give you an idea. It costs $55 for the event. You can go to Dino's Wonderland and get a bracelet for like $10 or $12. I can't remember. So, what you got for the $55 was a half-hour exclusive ride time on Thunderbolt. You got a ride or two on Cyclone. You got another ride on Thunderbolt after the ERT. You got food, and you got a 4-hour wristband for Luna Park. Now, to break down a perspective on the price, try going there without an event and try to do what we did. So, 5 rides. I got 5 rides during ERT. I could have got more. So I got 5 rides on exclusive ride time. That's $10 a piece. That's $50. Plus another ride, $60. 2 rides on Cyclone is $18. So that's what? $78 right there. Food for the meal I had, a couple hamburgers, a couple hot dogs, and some other stuff. So that was probably $20, $25 worth of food, maybe more. So you're already at about $100. The 4 wristbands, $30, $40. So you're talking about, by all said and done, what you did, around a $200 to $250 value, for even at $65. So see where I'm going with this? If you want to go on the cheap, you go to the event. It's a no-brainer. There was a fire down at Seaside. You don't remember? You didn't hear about the fire down at Seaside Heights, the casino pier and all that? The Fun Town pier burned down to a crisp, which they're actually starting to get ready to rebuild. Yeah, the boardwalk caught fire. Casino pier was fine, didn't get touched, but a lot of buildings burnt down. They had to rebuild a lot of the boardwalk down there. That's what had happened. Oh, look at that, Costa Kev got married at Storyland. I just saw that. I know I'm a day late and a dollar short. That must have been cool. See, I've decided this over the weekend. I put my foot down. If I ever get married, which I probably won't. I mean, who the hell wants to marry this guy? But whoever is that lucky woman that ends up marrying me will have 0 say in the wedding. 0. I've watched May turn into Bridezilla. And I am not going to deal with that. I would cancel the wedding in 2 seconds. 1 instant of baloney, the wedding would be called off. And the girl would be thrown in the trash. So basically I've decided I'm getting married at a park. There will be exclusive ride time, and there will be a buffet, and nobody will have to dress up in suits. I won't make people have to go dress up. I mean, you're at whatever park I decide, you don't want to be roaming around in a suit. I mean, I know you can change and all, but I mean, I don't want you to dress like a bum, but I don't want you to be all dressed to the nines. You know, something casual. So whoever the woman is that marries me is going to be pretty pissed off because she will only be able to decide what she's going to wear. That's it. You know, and who she wants to invite. That's about it. She has no say, nothing, nada, zip, zilch, ain't happening. Hi, Lorna. I will not allow it because I do not want a Bridezilla, and most likely I'm going to have to pay. Hopefully I don't have to pay, but I have a feeling I'll be paying for a wedding. So I don't want it to cost me $1 bajillion whenever that day comes. Costa Kev, that doesn't do me any good now because I just bought one. Even though I have to say, you know, I like to toot my own horn about that suit, I do look pretty damn good in it. I'm not the type of guy to be cocky like that. But when I look at that, I've been staring at that picture all day. I was like, damn, I'm a sexy looking guy. Even though I'm fat and in fun size. Alright, so let's finish up these events here. Alright, so the last event that I have, the last piece of anything, just a reminder, I haven't gotten any more information about SFNE Online Day / Ace Day at SFNE and whatever Costa Crew's calling it. But like I said, it's going to be similar to what was National Roller Coaster Day in terms of an event-wise, sharing it with a bigger group of people. So the more people that go, the more rides they open, which will spread the people out, but everybody's going to go to Wicked Cyclone. Which means there's no reason to run the Wicked Cyclone because everybody and their mother is going to ride it. But the date is July 11th. There will be food, there will be ERT to some extent, and we shall see, my friends. We shall see. So now, before we leave, I will see whoever at opening weekend at Six Flags New England. Let's have a good time. We will eat. We will ride. We will have fun. And then we'll all talk about it. And then we'll be back here next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I don't believe I'm going on any trips next weekend. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to New England again next weekend. I don't know, but I do believe that once, the park will be open for 2 straight weeks. So maybe I'll play hooky one day next week and go during the week. Go get me some rods on some rods. That's what I think I may do next week. Yeah, Lorna, why are you saying not necessarily and then Jeezers and I'm sweet and hello? What a grump he is. Yeah, I'm definitely not a grumpy guy. I just don't want to deal with bridezillas. That'll never happen. But anyway, we're going to get going. I will see everybody who goes to the park. If you see me, say hello. I don't bite unless you want me to. Maybe I'll nibble on the air or something. I don't know. But I will see you all Saturday, 10 a.m. I don't know what time the park opens, but I'll be there at 10 a.m. I got to pick up the kids at like 8, and then we're just going to drive up there. Oh, you know what, Luca? What are you going to tell me that I'm playing hooky from work? I am the boss! Oh! Bam! Bam! What am I going to fire myself? Bam! Bam! Anyway, so I will see everybody Saturday. Let's all hang out. Let's have a good time. And then we can all trade war stories next week, next Thursday, 9 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. So until Saturday and until next Thursday, what do I say? Somebody's going to say it. Somebody's going to say it. Who's going to say it? I don't see it. But anyway, keep on coasting, baby. See you next week. See you Saturday. Woo, 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 woo. Peace and carrots.